다시 돌아온 한국어 영어 반반 팟캐스트 하프앤하프의 정태용입니다. 반갑습니다.
And I'm Jeep. You're listening to Half and Half, and let's go. Let's do this. We're gonna talk about social media, right?
네, 정말 감사하게도 또 구독자님께서 주제 추천을 해주셨습니다.
Yeah, thank you for the suggestion. Always good.
네, 항상 좋아요. 항상 환영합니다. 주제 추천은.
Yeah.
리님께서 추천을 해주셨는데 영어로 댓글을 남겨주셨고요.
That's right.
그러면 제가 읽을까요? 지프가 읽을래요?
I would read it, but I actually don't have it in front of me right now, so you're gonna have to do it. Go ahead.
알겠습니다. 제 영어 한번 보여드리겠습니다.
Wow, this is the first time I might hear you speak English. I'm excited.
네. 그 주제 추천 부분만 읽을게요.
네.
주제가 사실 두 개인데.
Good.
네네.
Yes.
주제를 두 개 추천해 주셨는데.
Right.
그 오늘 할 추천만 읽어드릴게요. Influencers, social media, content of both countries. I don't use social media that much, but I find funny the differences on how each place use their own platforms and how some trend things start in one place and end in the other, something like that. Also, I love the podcast. I have watched 2 times, almost all of them. 네.
Wow, good job. That was great.
감사합니다. 좀 부끄럽네요.
Wow, you did good. Yeah, so I also find this interesting how there's like trends that only happen in, Western culture or only happen in Eastern culture, or sometimes it will start in one and move to the other or change. I'll give one very, very clear example, and then we can talk about other things. But
좋아요.
the first thing that comes to mind is mukbang, which started in Korea, but now it exists everywhere. And I would say how it exists right now is different, quite a bit different from where it started, probably. So that's one example of a social media trend that's gone around the world and changed throughout the years.
그렇구나.
Yeah.
그게 한국에서 시작한 거예요?
Yeah. It started in Korea. This is my understanding based on what I've read. And okay, you should be telling me, but I'm going to tell you what I read.
네.
Correct me if I'm wrong. What I read is that in Asian culture, it's less common or more taboo, I guess, to eat alone. People usually want to eat together in groups. So, for example, there's some restaurants where you have to have at least 2 people to go. You can't go by yourself.
그런 곳이 있기는 있어요.
Yeah. So in Western culture, that's not so much a thing. Eating alone is totally acceptable, totally okay, and people enjoy it or it's fine. So because of that, people started making mukbang, which is this recording or streaming eating, right?
네.
So that people who have to eat alone because they're stuck at home or for whatever reason, they can watch a video of somebody eating and it feels like they're eating together now. They can have a companion to eat with was the original purpose of mukbang.
Right? 맞아요. 물론 그 사람들이 왜 처음 먹방을 시작했는지
Yeah.
그건 잘 모르지만 그리고 또 왜 그렇게 막 선풍적인 인기를 얻게 됐는지 모르겠는데요. 사실은 잘은 모르겠는데
Yeah.
근데 찌프 말대로 혼자 먹는 거를 좀 부끄러워하거나 안 좋다고 느끼는 문화가 분명히 있었던 것 같아요.
Yeah, that's what I heard. Yeah.
네. 그래서 예전에는 그러니까 사실 그냥 혼자 밥 먹는 게 혼자 밥 먹는 거잖아요. 근데 그 개념에 대한 그 말이 혼밥이라고 그냥 줄여서 혼밥.
Right.
뭐 혼밥 한다 이런 말이 딱 만들어졌다는 말 자체가
Right.
이게 좀 뭔가 좀 보통 그러니까 평범한 건 아니라는 말이었겠죠?
Right.
근데 밥 먹을 때 보기 편하기도 한데 사람들이 좀 그러니까 보는 사람들 입장에서 자기가 먹고 싶은데 지금 못 먹는 거를 막 보면서 대신 만족하는 대리 만족하는 부분도 좀 있는 것 같아요.
Right, definitely. Yeah, that makes sense too. Yeah.
네.
So yeah, I guess I've noticed that like over the years and since mukbang has, gone to different cultures and stuff like that, to now it feels more like it's more like competitive eating almost. Almost where it's like somebody is eating something like very large or a lot or something like extremely spicy or
네.
only blue foods or like these more like trendy challenge type things or like that seems like what mukbang has become. So
맞아요. 그런 것 같아요.
yeah. So anyway, that's just one example, but yeah, I think the only other thing I wanted to say at the start of this immediately is but before I start recording with you every single time, my wife says, "What's the subject for today?" I want to help. I want to answer, and then I'll say it's something like it's like radio, and she's like, "Oh, I don't have any ideas."
네.
But this time, social media, like she knows a lot more about social media than I do. I don't know anything. So she has a lot to say.
그래서 좀 도움을 많이 받으셨나요?
Yeah. Well, no.
좋습니다.
She didn't help. She said, I said, "Oh, do you want to do the podcast today?" And she said no, because she doesn't speak Korean. But
그쵸.
yeah. So anyway, that's all.
네. 그래서 먹방으로 얘기를 시작해 봤는데, 인플루언서와 그 SNS라는 말이 영어로는 안 쓰인다면서요?
Yeah, no. If you say SNS in English culture, nobody will know what you're saying. So social media is the correct word in English. Maybe people who are like really big fans of like K-pop might know the word SNS. But other than that, no, it's not a real English word.
근데
Yeah.
저는 소셜 미디어가 처음 나오고 그걸 부르는 말인 그 소셜 미디어라는 이름을 봤을 때 좀 무서웠어요.
Oh, why?
그게 그러니까 그 단어 조합이 너무 무서운 조합이라고 생각했어요.
Why?
지금까지 미디어는
Yeah.
그냥 화면 너머에 그 TV나 모니터 너머에 저랑 상관없는 즐길거리였잖아요. 근데 그 즐길거리들이 저랑 연결된 그 인간 관계로 다가오는 거잖아요.
I see. What you're saying makes sense, but let me tell you why I think it's different than what you think.
네네.
So media can have that meaning, but it can also have a different meaning. So so media, for example, one definition of media is we usually use it to mean like news media, like broadcasting information and people receive information from the media, which is the news or the reporters. But the other definition is more like it's more like medium. It's related to the word medium. Medium means a method for transmitting information, kind of. So
전송 매체.
yeah, exactly. So so music is a medium, and movies are a medium, and books are a medium, and whatever. So when I hear social media, I usually think of it as medium, meaning instead of books, instead of movies, instead of music, you can be entertained by other people. Just socializing is an entertainment. Talking to people, having conversation, sharing information. That is entertainment. That's what I think it's trying to say originally.
그 맞는 것 같아요.
Okay.
네네 맞는 것 같은데 근데 그래도 그 제가 말한 좀 무서운 부분이랑 좀
Okay.
그 부분이 좀 겹치지 않나요?
I guess a little bit, yeah.
왜 저는 이게 이 아시아권이랑 그 서양권 차이인진 모르겠는데 이 소셜 미디어 때문에 사람들이 좀 더 불행해진 것 같거든요.
What's 불행? Oh,
불행,
fighting,
불행해지는-
right?
아니요 그 행복함의 반대.
Like
불행해지는
living
것
a
같아요.
sad, unfulfilled life.
예, 예, 예.
Okay. Wow.
그게
Okay.
그게 아니 뭐 친구들이 그냥 예전엔
Mhm.
친구였는데
Mm.
이제는 친구들이 어떤 맛있는 거 먹고
Yeah.
그 어떤 좋은 옷 입고 어떤 좋은 곳에 놀러 가는지 다 알면서 너무 좀 비교되잖아요.
Right. If you see what other people are doing, you have to you end up making comparisons to your own life. Yeah.
예.
Yeah.
저는 그게 좀 싫어요.
Yeah, it is annoying. I think that yeah, I mean it causes a lot of problems. I think it's like pretty clear, like whether you just like from whether it's my opinion or your opinion, but if you like actually look at scientific data, then like it causes a lot of issues and problems.
그쵸.
And
맞아요,
and like
맞아요.
you're saying, that comparison aspect where people only share the best things. They don't. Well, sometimes they share just the best things, and so it seems like everybody else is having a better life than you, and you feel like bad about your own life or whatever.
네.
I don't know. I think I'm trying to think of how to say this. So here's what's really tricky. For me, I feel like I'm a little bit like protective, or maybe what's the word? I'm very guarded about using social media. I
좀
don't use it.
방어적으로.
Yeah, I use it very carefully personally. Like I don't have very many social media accounts, and the ones that I did have, I either don't use or I've closed. And so for me, I guess I treat it as like sometimes a way to find information. If I'm like, oh, I just want to know more about this topic or this person, I can go and look for information. But it's not something that I look at every day or constantly just have it feeding information to me. Like I try to kind of avoid it. And so I don't know, maybe optimistically, I wish that other people did the same as me, or treated it in a similar way. And if they did, then I wouldn't be scared of social media. Like to me, like if everybody was very guarded or very protective about how they use social media, it's not a problem. The problem is when people let it like completely permeate their entire life, or become like too strong of an influence on what they do, or like whether how they behave or how they look at other people's behaviors. So it's more of a problem in how people treat it or use it than the platform itself. That's kind of how I think about it.
그쵸?
Is that crazy?
아니요. 저도 그렇게 생각해요.
Okay.
근데 그건 찌프 말대로 진짜 낙관적인 전망, 낙관적인 그러니까 좋게 생각하면 그렇게
Sure, I'm
될 수
optimistic.
있겠죠?
Yeah,
예.
a little bit. Maybe naive.
예. 근데 저는 이 세상과 사회와 인간들이요. 막 알아서 더 좋아지고 막 그냥 가만히 냅두면 좋은 것만 한다고 생각하지 않기 때문에
Yeah, sure.
걱정을 좀 합니다.
Yeah, true. Yeah. And I mean, the other thing is that like the things I'm talking about are maybe decisions that I've personally made as an adult, but when younger people are, using social media or influenced by it, they don't necessarily like have that, exact like autonomy to make adult choices or to have those sorts of like thoughts about it. So yeah,
네.
it's tough.
그게 확실히 어린 친구들은 그 뭐 좋고 나쁜 거를 분별하는 능력이라던가 좀 그런, 그리고 또 스스로를 뭐 돌아본다던가 이런 능력이 조금은 없을 수도 있잖아요.
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
네, 그러니까 더 위험할 수 있는 거죠.
Yeah, it can be, dangerous.
네, 그래서 호주였나?
Well, what about Australia?
그 최근에 어떤 나라에서 그 미성년자들의 SNS 그 소셜 미디어 사용을 금지하는 법을 만들었다고
They
들은 것
do.
같은데.
Yeah, China has stuff like that too. But the problem is how do you enforce those laws? Like it seems like they just never get enforced.
그러니까요.
Yeah.
그래서 제 생각에는요.
hmm
SNS가 처음 그 소셜 미디어가 세상에 처음 나왔을 때
Yeah.
만약에 그때부터 뭐 단속을 했다. 만약에 못하게 했다.
Sure.
그러면 왠지 지켜졌을 것 같아요.
Yeah. Okay.
근데 이미 다 알아버렸잖아요.
Right. Right. Yeah.
이건 이제 돌이킬 수 없는 거죠.
Right. You can't go back. Yeah. It's too late for that.
그러니까요.
Yeah. Yeah. I see what you mean. It makes sense. Okay. I want to. I think we might have talked about this before. I don't remember, but one very big difference. I just want to talk about differences in Western Eastern culture because I think it's interesting. Korea had mini homepie,
네,
where
맞아요.
we never had anything like that. I think it's very interesting. So
마이스페이스 있지 않았어요?
it's a little bit like MySpace, but I think the difference. So I never used mini homepie and I never saw it because I don't. I mean, it barely exists now. Not really. I feel like I don't know. Just from what I've heard about it, like part of it was this. I don't know how to explain it. Okay, so MySpace. You just I'll talk about MySpace because that's what I know. You would create what's called basically your MySpace page, and you would customize your page to basically show like here's things that I like and here's how I want to decorate it. And Mini HomePie was maybe similar, but MySpace once you designed your page, you didn't really change it very much. You just kind of left it, and people could see like, okay, it's like my room. My room is decorated. This is what it looks like, right?
네.
But it sounded like Mini HomePie was more like it would constantly, people would update what was there and always change what was there and share it. Is that true or am I making that up?
맞아요. 일단
Yeah.
그 미니홈피에 들어가면
Yeah.
그 귀여운 뭐 도트 그 2D로
Yeah.
그 꾸밀 수 있는 방 이미지가 있는데
That's right.
근데 사실 그거는 진짜 작은 부분에 불과하고요.
Yeah. Yeah.
그 밑에 사람들이 그 글을 남길 수 있었어요.
That's right. Yes.
그 뭐 친구 관계를 그 일촌이라고 하는데
Right.
그 일촌 평을 남길 수 있었거든요.
Right.
그냥 평가할 때 그 평. 그래서 일촌 평을 그 친구들한테 다 한 줄씩 쓰는 거예요.
Right.
이제 그래서 내가 친구가 많은 인싸다.
Right.
그러면 제 미니홈피 대문에는 그 아래쪽에 막 여러 친구들이 막 일촌 평을 막 남겨놨죠.
Right. It's like your own little personal like guest book or even almost a chat, not quite a chat room, but like a message board where people would leave messages.
네, 네.
Yeah.
그리고 또 그 다른 탭에는 이제 따로 그 지금의 페이스북처럼
Yes. Yes.
근데 글도 남기고 댓글도 남길 수 있었어요.
Exactly. Yeah. And so I feel like so MySpace was sort of that one way where it was kind of very static. Somebody would set it up and then not change it very much. And then Facebook was very like fluid, like things were always constantly changing. But Mini HomePie was like right in the middle of those two, where it was like half
그쵸.
one and half the other. It was a little unusual to me to like understand how it works when I heard about it. It's interesting. Yeah. Yeah.
네.
Did you ever use Mini HomePie?
썼죠, 저도. 네.
Yeah.
그래서 막 문화상품권 생일 선물 이런 걸로 어른들한테 받으면 그걸로 그 캐시 써서 막 BGM 사고 그
Yeah,
방,
yeah, yeah.
방 꾸미는 그림들 사고 뭐 그랬죠.
That's cool. Yeah, I don't think I ever used MySpace. And the only reason I started using Facebook is so I had a friend at work who so this is way back to the beginning of Facebook. There was sort of like I guess it's still this, but you could like install apps kind of in Facebook. I don't remember what they were called, but widgets or something like that. And he installed this widget on his Facebook that would look at all the friends that he had connections with and look at the connections that those friends had. And then it would put them on a circle and group them together. So you'd see like all the work friends were here, and then all his friends from England were here, and then all his friends from his art class or something were here, and then all his college friends were here, and would draw lines that connected that showed how all the friends connect to each other.
네.
It was like, so you'd have this graph that was like really interesting to look at, where you'd see, oh, this guy knows this guy and this guy and this guy. You'd see, but then sometimes you'd see one line shoot from here to here, and you'd be like, oh, this guy from England knows that guy from from my college or whatever, and like you'd see this connection. And I was like, oh, I want that graph. Like that seems really interesting. So I only set up Facebook so I could add that graph and just see how all my friends connected to each other.
그거
Yeah.
지금도 되는 기능이에요?
No,
안
because
되죠 이제는.
no,
이제 안
it doesn't work
되지
anymore.
그쵸. 진짜 와 진짜 무슨 정글이었네요 예전엔.
Yeah. So yeah, it's like when you talked about how you're scared of social media, that's like a good example. Like but yeah, so I only got Facebook so I could like use that little like widget and see like just where all my friend connections were, and I thought that was interesting. But then I never really interacted with it. Like I felt like maybe once a year I would post something if there was like something really important where I was like, oh, I'm supporting this charity. Like, hey, everybody, go to this link. This is important to me. Or I just, I made a song or I made a video. Go, watch this video because it's important to me. I would do that like once a year, and that's it. But now I don't use Facebook at all.
네, 저도 페이스북은 안 써요 이제.
Yeah.
네. 그러면
음.
너무 우리가 하고 싶은 이야기를 많이 했는데
Mhm.
이제 이 리님께서 해주신 주제 추천해서 좀 더 자세히 들어가 봅시다.
Sure. Yeah.
네네. 그러니까 똑같은 플랫폼이라도 한국에서 이걸 사람들이 사용하는 방법과 미국에서 사용하는 방법의 차이가 있는 것 같다고 하신 것 같아요.
I see. Yeah.
이번에는 인스타그램을 예로 들어볼까요?
Yes, that's what I was going to say. Let's talk about Instagram.
네네네. 먼저 하실래요?
Yeah, sure. I can try. So I mean, so I don't really have an Instagram account, but I will say this: I did have an Instagram account, sort of. So me and a friend in Seattle, we both didn't want an Instagram account. So we decided to get an Instagram account together. We both had one Instagram account together with the same password, same username. And the idea was that this is not a common usage. I just want to explain my situation. So if I saw stuff on Instagram that I thought was interesting, I would follow it. And if he saw stuff on Instagram, he would follow it. And then that way, the feed of stuff coming from people that we follow would be a mix of his and a mix of mine. And so we would see new things that were like unexpected. Like I would see stuff that he had followed that I was like, oh, that's weird. I don't know what that is. And so we'd get kind of like new exciting things. And it was a way for us to like connect with each other a little bit, just me and him, of like, here's things that we're both interested in, or and then talk about those things. So it was a way for us to share with each other, kind of. And
그렇죠.
yeah. But that's not a typical usage. The main thing I know about Instagram with Western culture is it's more about just sharing photos, really, like for photographers, sometimes professional or sometimes hobby photographers. Like, this is my picture of a tree, and this is my picture of, something else. But in Korea, Instagram is huge. It's much, much bigger than in the West, right? Is that correct?
그게 사실 뭐 미국이나 그런 캐나다 쪽에서는 어떤지 모르겠는데
Okay.
그래서 비교를 하지는 못하겠는데 한국은 엄청 큰 것 같아요. 엄청 중요한 것 같아요. 그리고
Absolutely. Yeah.
제가 인스타그램에 대해서 한국 인스타그램에 대해서 느끼는 거는 되게 거대한 비즈니스 마케팅 전쟁터 같아요.
It's used for businesses as well. That's right.
네. 근데 이제 그 각자가 홍보를 하고
음.
막 그 자기를 알리기 위한 진짜 말 그대로 전쟁터 같은 느낌이 나요.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
그 디스커버리 탭이 있잖아요.
Discovery what?
디스커버리 탭?
Tab. Oh yeah, go ahead. Mm-hmm.
네, 그 보통 원래는
Mm-hmm.
제가 팔로우하는 제 친구들 글이랑 사진만 보이는데
Right.
그 뭐 그 돋보기 그 이 아이콘을 누르면
Yep. The magnifying glass.
저랑 상관없는 사람들이 올린 뭐 지금 유명한 많은 사람들의 관심을 받고 있는 사진, 영상 뭐 이런 것들을 볼 수 있잖아요.
Right. Right. So it's very competitive.
네.
Right.
그리고 그 탭에서 뭐 옷이든 뭐 강의든 식당이든 그것들을 홍보하기 위해서
Mm-hmm.
그 최대한 사람들의 시선을 끌려고 하고
Mm-hmm.
제발 이거 궁금해서 꼭 클릭하게
Right.
만들려는 그런 것들이
Do you mean that the
많은 것 같아요.
businesses are advertising their own products, or it's more like social influencers are? Or sorry, what's it called? Is it social influencer? Am I saying it? It's just
인플루언서.
influencer.
네,
Yeah,
네.
yeah. Or are you talking about influencers who are advertising products for other companies, or both?
다요.
Okay, yeah, it's both.
네.
Yeah.
근데 미국도 그런지는 모르겠어요.
Not as much. I mean, Instagram is used for that. But there's a lot of other things. I guess Tumblr is not really a thing anymore, but Tumblr was really big for that for a long time. But like in Western culture, people just use Facebook for that also. Like, or what else do people use? I think Facebook is probably the biggest. Instagram is also pretty big, but it's not quite the same as in Asian culture. Yeah. Oh, I know. TikTok is also big.
아, 그쵸.
Yeah. It's video, but yeah.
그러면은 찌프가 생각하기에 그렇게 SNS를 그 비즈니스와 마케팅의 수단으로 그 쓰는 정도가 그 이 한국의 이 치열한 만큼은 아닌 것 같은 거네요.
That's definitely my feeling on it. I could be wrong, but that's my understanding based on what I've interacted with and seen. Yeah, there's just so here's the other thing that happens in Western culture. When all the people that I know, I've never, other than the one friend that I talked about, I've never had a conversation about Instagram with anybody ever. It's just never come up as a topic. But when I talk to Korean people, whether they're my friends or people I don't know, or if I like walk into a business, like, when I've visited Korea, like people talk about Instagram all the time, constantly. Like it's
그래요?
like, yeah, like I'll meet somebody who I've never met and they'll be like, oh, what's your Instagram account? I'm like, I'm sorry, I don't have one. Like that's just how they connect with people and share information, or they'll be like, oh yeah, just go on Instagram, you can find my stuff there, or like things like that. Like all the time.
맞아요. 거의 그러니까 거의 그냥 명함 주고받듯이.
Yeah, exactly. It's like a
네.
business card almost. Yeah.
네네네. 친해지려면 일단 인스타그램 교환하고.
Right.
그렇죠.
Yeah. For business connections here, we mostly use LinkedIn. I don't know if that's popular in Korea or not.
그렇게 유명하진 않을 거예요.
Yeah.
그 미국 뭐 캐나다보단.
Okay. I know it exists, but yeah, I don't think it's as commonly used in Korea. Instagram. Or sorry, not Instagram. LinkedIn.
네네.
Yeah. Yeah, LinkedIn is weird. It's like a lot of people I think people think of it mostly as a job search or searching for people to work at your business type of tool. So there's a lot of like resume information and like job experience information, and you can get recommendations, like letter of recommendation type thing.
네.
But there is also sort of a social media aspect to LinkedIn where people share news articles about business or they'll post their opinion about whatever recent news there is, especially in tech. Well, maybe it's especially in tech because I'm in tech and that's the news that I see.
그럴
But
수
yes,
있네요.
some people use it that way too. And then there's sort of like Instagram. There's sort of this competitive aspect where, so recently, like a few years ago, there was like Bitcoin or any kind of digital coin type thing.
네.
All of the people who are trying to like trade coins or sell coins or advertise coins, it was all on LinkedIn. People were doing that all the time. And now, of course, it's AI. Everybody who, has some AI tool or has some like, in English, we call this get rich quick scheme. So like, hey, you could be making $5,000 a month. All you have to do is use this AI program. Go, go, go. Like all that stuff is on LinkedIn. There's just ads everywhere, like all the time. So,
그렇구나.
yeah.
그 AI 이야기가 나와서 말인데,
Yeah.
그 진짜 그 AI 계정이 생각보다 많은 것 같아요. 그리고 실제로 막 팔로워를 판매하는 그런 서비스도 있잖아요.
Yes. Oh wow, we should get into this topic a little bit. So yeah, the fact that a lot of the posts on social media are not by actual people; they're by AI. It makes it so hard to like understand what's happening actually in social media, like what's real, what's fake, and how popular is something or not, because you can just pay to have bots or robots or AI post on your page or follow or whatever. So that adds a whole extra layer of like complexity. Yeah.
그러니까요.
Yeah.
아 근데 좀 보면은
Yeah.
그 뭔가 AI 같다는 느낌이 드는 계정들이 있긴 하더라고요.
Yeah, absolutely.
네.
AI accounts everywhere. In Korea, do you talk about dead internet theory? Is that a well understood topic?
죽은 인터넷 이론.
Yeah.
저는 그런 쪽에 관심이 좀 있어서 아는데, 근데 많이 모르는 것 같아요, 한국인들은.
Okay. Interesting. So yeah, I think it's at least in people who are very like tech aware or tech savvy. Dead internet theory is something that people talk about a lot and like want to understand. We're going off on a lot of different topics here, but we can cover a lot with social media. So anyway, what do you think about dead internet theory?
저는요, 그 죽은 인터넷 이론을 학교에서도 가르치고
Yeah.
막 뉴스에서도 이야기를 해야 된다고 생각해요. 저는 이게 진짜 중요한 거라고 생각하거든요.
Yeah, absolutely.
예, 근데 사람들이 다 많이 모르는 사람들이 많은 것 같아요.
Right, yeah.
예.
Yeah, true. You don't know everybody, so yeah, there could be real people, but yeah, just the idea that like on the internet, like, bots, AI is creating, videos and posts, but then people responding to those videos posts are also bots. So it's just bots responding to bots and that's it. There's no actual people. So it's like, it's crazy.
네. 그리고 그 인스타그램을 가끔 보다 보면 뭐 되게 글이랑 상관없는 그러니까 그러니까 포스트랑 되게 상관없는 것 같은 사람들이 막 좋아요를 많이 눌러놨고 그리고 댓글엔 또 별로 포스팅이랑 상관없는 그냥 베리 굿 뭐 100점 이런 이모티콘이나 그냥 뭐 하트 뭐
right.
쿨 이런 거 네. 그런 거만 막 댓글이 막 있는 경우들이 있거든요.
Yeah, true. Yeah, absolutely.
네. 이제 그런 게 보실 수도 있잖아요. 보실 것 같아요. 근데 그게 언뜻 보면 모르잖아요. 그냥 살짝 보면 그게 진짜 사람인지 아닌지 모르잖아요.
Right, right. Yeah, it's hard to know sometimes.
네.
The
근데
times. Well, okay. Go ahead. Go ahead. Yeah.
뭐 근데
Mhm.
그런 거 잘 모르는 사람이 보면
Yeah.
와, 이 글이 되게 많은 사람들의 뭐 그 하트를 와 댓글을 받았네.
Yeah.
이게 좋은 내용이구나. 뭐 이게
Right.
맞는 말이구나.
Right, right.
그렇게 생각할 수도 있겠죠.
Right, right. Yeah, there could be a lot of people who actually think that. Yeah.
네, 그러니까 원래는 안 그런데 그러니까 생각이 바뀔 수도 있는 거죠. 그런
You've
것들을
changed your
보고.
mind about it a little bit.
네.
Ah, interesting. Yeah, I guess for me, I think it's obvious. When I think it's obvious, just my opinion, is if there's many responses that are exactly the same, but they're like very specific. It's not just like oh, this was a good video, but it's like something more like wow, this happened to me too when I was a kid, and I'm so happy that happened to you. Like that type of like a long sentence, but then you
네.
see that exact same sentence 3 times, and you're like, nobody's posting that exact sentence 3 times. Like, you know, like
그렇죠.
something like that. Like I see that
그런 것도
sometimes,
있죠.
and it's like really suspicious.
아,
So
그렇구나.
Yeah.
네. 근데 저는 그게
Yeah.
제 생각보다
Mm-hmm.
굉장히 더 그 범위가 넓을 거라 생각해요.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
굉장히 다양한 영역에서.
Yeah.
네.
Yeah. Yeah, true. Okay, so here's another one that I think is very popular in Western culture, but not Korea, is Reddit. I don't think Koreans know much about Reddit or use it very often. Is that
거의
right?
안 쓰죠.
Yeah.
그러니까 한국인들끼리 뭘 하기 위해 레딧을 쓰는 일은 절대 없을걸요?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it could be. So, yeah. But Reddit, like, it's weird because Reddit is, it's very customizable where anybody can create their own forum, basically, or their own message board, whatever you want to call it, about any specific topic. And so if Koreans wanted to use it, they could have topics that are very, just Korean and people only write in Korean and whatever, and they have their own, community that's just Koreans. But as a replacement, I mostly see, like, the 2 ones that I know of are what are the picture message boards? Sorry, I'm blanking on the name right now. Oh no, I can't remember the name.
픽처 메시지 보드?
Yeah, so people will post an image boards.
네네네.
There's many different image boards in Korea, right? Am I making this up? I don't think I.
무슨 말이에요?
Okay. So as an example, basically, people will post an image, and then people can comment on that image, and then you have topics where the topic might be, this is an image board for just anime, and this is an image board for just webtoons, and this is an image board for just indie games, and this is an image board for whatever. And so,
게시판을 말하는 거구나.
yeah, exactly.
네네네.
Yeah,
게시판 커뮤니티 사이트요?
yeah, exactly. So there's like a couple popular ones that I've seen in Korea where that style of message board doesn't seem very popular in Western culture. Instead, we use Reddit.
맞아요.
Yeah.
네, 한국은 예전부터 그런 좀 몇몇 좀 유명한
Yeah.
그 한국에서는 커뮤니티 사이트라고 부르거든요.
Right.
그냥 그거를.
Oh, DC Inside. That's one example.
그게 아마 규모는 제일 클 거예요.
Uh-huh.
네, 근데 제가 알기로 그 DC 인사이드는
Yeah.
거기에 굉장히 다양한 분야의 그 작은 그 게시판들이 있는 거죠.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
네. 그래서 제가 왜 이게 엄청 유명하다고 느끼냐면
Mm-hmm.
만약에 제가 뭐 어떤 정보를 찾아야 한다던가
Mm-hmm.
뭐 음식이든 물건이든 그 리뷰가 필요해서
Mm-hmm.
구글에 어떤 검색어를 치면은요.
Mm-hmm.
그 뒤에 그 띄우고 DC라는 그 자동 검색어가 그 추천될 때가 많더라고요.
Right, right.
네, 뭐 예를 들어 뭐 락앤락 프로쉐이커 이거를 제가 궁금해서
Mm-hmm.
구글에 락앤락 프로쉐이커 검색하면
Mm-hmm.
그 바로 밑에 그 락앤락 프로쉐이커 띄우고 DC 이렇게.
I see, I see. That's where you could find like honest reviews and stuff.
네네네. 그러니까 많은 사람들이 그렇게 DC에서 그 정보를 찾으려고 한다는 말이겠죠.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
근데 저는 그게
Mm-hmm.
되게 되게 위험하다고 생각해요.
Oh, why?
그게 그러니까 제가 이 물통을 예로 든 걸 보면
Sure.
일단 첫째로 예전에 한국 사람들은
Mm-hmm.
그 네이버
Mhm.
대한민국의 넘버원 포털 사이트.
Right. Similar to Google. Yep.
네, 네이버에 다들 그 필요한 검색을 했어요.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
그래서 막 블로그, 뭐 뉴스, 뭐 이런 거에서 그런 것들을 찾아보고 했는데,
Right.
언젠가부터 그 사람들이 네이버에 검색한다는 걸 알고
Mhm.
블로그로 광고를 하는 사람들이 굉장히 많아졌어요.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
네이버 블로그
Yeah.
기능으로.
Yeah.
그러니까 이제 그때부터는 네이버에 이 물통을 검색하면
Mm-hmm.
제가 볼 수 있는 글들은 다 광고인 거예요.
It's just all advertisements now. Yeah.
네, 이제 근데
Mm.
막 그러다 보니까
Mm-hmm.
사람들이 진짜 사람이 쓴 후기를 찾고 싶어서
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
그런 뭐 DC 같은 커뮤니티를 붙여서 검색을 하는 거예요.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
그런 시대가 좀 있었고 지금도 그렇다고 보거든요.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
근데 문제는 네이버에서 사람들이 많이 검색하니까 네이버에 광고를 해야지라고 생각했던 사람들이,
Yeah.
그러니까 물건을 파는 사람들이
Yeah.
DC에는 없을까요?
Yeah. So they might start advertising on DC Inside instead. And so then like that will be filled with ads instead of real reviews. And so everybody will have to go to a new platform.
네,
I
근데
Yeah.
근데 정말 무서운 거는
Uh-huh.
한국 사람들이 진짜 영리하고 무섭다고 느껴지는 부분인데,
Mm-hmm.
그렇게 DC에서 광고를 할 때는
Mm-hmm.
절대 광고가 티나지 않게 해요.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
그냥 진짜 그냥 커뮤니티 이용자, 사용자인 것처럼
Right.
되게 은근히
Mm.
네, 절대 광고라고 생각이 들지 않게 이야기를 하는 거죠.
Right, right. Yeah, they want to like aggressively fight against advertising within DC. They just do not want it, right?
뭐 그러니까 더 교묘하게 사람을 속이려고요.
Okay, okay. I see.
네.
Mm.
그 진짜 이게 광고라는 느낌이 들면
Mm-hmm.
좀 싫잖아요, 사실.
Yeah. It sucks to feel like you're being advertised to for like no
네.
reason. Yeah. Okay. Man, that was reminding me of something. Trying to remember what it was. DC
레딧
Inside.
이야기하다가
Reddit. Yeah, Reddit. Right. So Reddit definitely had a problem also with sort of advertising and like, you know, fake accounts and bots and all that stuff. They probably still do. But I sort of like I used Reddit for quite a while and then I stopped using it. I think I told you this is that my goal, my New Year's resolution last year was to stop using Reddit and I successfully did that. But
네.
but yeah, it's because of that advertising is one of the main reasons I stopped. Yeah. And yeah, it felt like not just advertising, but a lot of the posts that were there, the goal of the post was we call it rage baiting in English.
어그로 끈다고.
Yeah.
네.
And so it was like the purpose of this post is to make you angry so that you interact with it or whatever.
네.
And The problem is that it's a very successful tactic. Like it's a good way to get people to interact, which makes it more popular, which blah blah blah, and then leads to advertising basically. And I just do not need rage bait in my life. So that's
저도-
one of the main reasons I quit.
저도 너무 싫어요.
Yeah, it's so annoying.
네.
Oh, right. So what I was saying is that so Koreans don't seem to use Reddit that much, even though they could make communities there. They mostly use image boards, it seems like. But I don't really understand why, I guess. I don't know. I don't know why Reddit's oh yeah. Okay, now I remember. It's coming back to me. So in image boards, a lot of the times people can post as anonymous, meaning like no username at all.
맞아요. 네.
On Reddit, everybody has a username. Like you can make an anonymous username, but you have to make a new one. And it seems like, I don't know, it seems like being anonymous is much, much more important for people who comment in Eastern culture than Western culture. Just what I've noticed. It doesn't seem as common here.
그러니까 그게 참 좀 안 좋은 이유인 것 같아요. 예, 그 이름이 없으면 그냥 아무 얘기나 막 하게 되잖아요.
You can just say whatever you want without any consequence because it's anonymous. Yeah.
네, 네.
Right.
좀 그러고 싶어 하는 것 같아요.
Right. But yeah, it seems like that's more frequently used concept and maybe why Reddit is not as popular in the East is because they don't have just purely anonymous posting.
네, 그럴 수도 있어요.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to think other social media things. Do you know about Blue Sky?
몰라요.
Oh, okay. So I guess we haven't talked about Twitter yet or X. So we can talk about Twitter X for a second.
네, 네. 지금은 지금은 X죠.
Yeah, it's X now. So Twitter or X, I'll just say Twitter. There's a lot of, I guess, political problems with Twitter right now.
그렇죠.
With the people who use it and with the people who own it. And so a lot of people who are sort of frustrated by those political issues have left Twitter for alternatives. They want to find some other, platform that's similar that they can use. And one of the biggest ones is called Blue Sky. It's very similar to Twitter. It's smaller, but that's where a lot of people have gone to when they left Twitter.
네.
Yeah. And the other one I think is called, I can't remember the name. I don't really use social media, so I can't remember the name. It's like, it starts with an M. It's like not massive, but like
메시브요?
something like that. Sorry, I'm not remembering the name
아,
correctly.
근데 너무
Yeah.
블루스카이도 그렇고
Mm-hmm.
좀 이름은 별론 것 같네요.
You don't like the name? Why not?
아니 좀 캐치하지가 않아요.
It's not catchy. So the social media platform I was thinking of was called Mastodon. So
네.
I don't know if you've heard of it either. It's smaller than Blue Sky, I think. So it's like
어,
even more niche. But Blue Sky, okay, so the name, Blue Sky. In English, when we talk about brainstorming, like trying to think of a new idea, or you've probably heard the phrase think outside the box.
네.
We call it blue sky thinking, is about thinking of an idea without any limits. Like there's no limit to the brainstorming ideas you can have. You can think of anything. That's blue sky thinking, we call it. So that's where the name comes from. So it is a commonly used phrase in English, but maybe it's not catchy in Korean.
오, 그 원래 쓰던 그 말에 있던 거네요.
Yeah.
아, 그래서 저는 이름이 좀 별로였나 봐요. 그걸
Okay,
몰라서.
okay. Anyway.
네.
Okay, so yeah, I was just curious if Blue Sky is well known in Korea as an alternative for Twitter.
아닌 것 같아요, 그건.
Okay. Do Koreans
아니,
use
뭐-
Twitter? I don't even know, actually.
많이 쓸 거예요. 저는 안 쓰거든요, 아예.
Yeah.
근데 되게 많이 쓰는 것 같아요.
Okay.
그리고 좀 트위터는
Yeah.
안 좋은 이미지가 있는 것 같아요.
Yeah, absolutely.
아 그래요?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's just me, but I think it's in general. Most people
오.
have a very negative opinion of Twitter.
네, 그 좀 그거 있잖아요. 그 확증 편향 한국어로 말하면 어려울
What
텐데
is that?
확증 편향이라고 그 한 방에서
Uh-huh.
그 제가 하는 얘기가
Mhm.
똑같이 다른 사람들도 똑같이
Oh,
해서
a hall of mirrors, we call it.
네네 그래서 제가 맞다고 생각하는 걸 더 맞다고 느끼는
Right.
현상?
No, sorry, this is a different word. Not hall of mirrors. Echo chamber. Echo chamber.
그쵸.
Yeah.
그래서 그렇게 확증 편향이
Yeah.
그 내가 진짜 확실해 이렇게 더 믿게
Right.
되는 현상인데
Right.
제 생각엔 그 트위터가
Yeah.
좀 사람을 좀 그렇게 만들기 쉬운 매체인 것 같아요.
Right. Yeah. I mean, that's a general problem with social media, but on Twitter, even more so. Like that echo chamber effect is so strong and like causes so many issues where people can, believe even more correctly that they're correct about something, no matter how incorrect it is. So
네.
it's crazy.
그리고 제 생각에는
Yeah.
뭐 인스타그램 같은 경우는
Mm-hmm.
그냥 뭐 얼마나 이쁘게 생겼는지, 뭐 얼마나 이 식당이 맛있는지, 뭐 이런 거에 초점이 있다면,
Right.
그 트위터는 내가 어떤 얘기를 하는지,
Right.
내 생각이 어떤지 이거를 막 하는 것 같아요.
Right. Absolutely. Yeah.
네.
So yeah, I don't know. I've never used Twitter. Not a thing. Not a thing I'm interested in. I don't know.
이게 물론 이거 그 우리 구독자님들 중에도 분명히 트위터 잘 쓰시는 분들이 있을 텐데,
True.
네, 뭐 그냥 뭐 찌푸나 저나 안 써서 잘 몰라서 하는 얘기죠.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. I think of all the stuff we've talked about, like you and I think are a little bit we would call it contrarian. I don't know if you know this word, contrarian.
좀 네.
It means people who think differently than other people in society in general, like somebody who often has a different opinion or like an unpopular opinion, I would say. I think we're both maybe contrarians a little bit. So social media, we also are maybe a little bit opposite the normal trend is my
맞아요.
guess.
네.
Yeah.
맞아요.
So, yeah, anyway.
참 의미 있는 단어네요.
Yeah. Contrarian. But so I don't know. I here's the thing is I don't think anybody who like uses social media for like advertising or influencing or even like conspiracy theories or whatever, I don't think they're bad people, and I don't think they're using it wrong. I think they should use it however they want to use it, but they should be like aware of like what are the dangers to themselves and to people around them and to society. Like be considerate of those things and think about those things. But like I'm not going to tell people like don't use social media, it's bad. I don't have that sort of strong opinion. I don't choose to use it myself very much. So yeah.
그렇죠. 참. 네, 저도 그렇게 부드럽게 얘기하면 좋을 것 같습니다.
Yeah.
네, 뭐 우리가 뭐 쓰지 말라, 뭐 안 좋다 이런 얘기를 사실 할 수는 없고.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
네, 다 개인의 자유죠.
Yeah. It's personal preference. Yeah. This is what I choose to do.
맞아요.
Yeah. Is there any other big social media platforms that we didn't talk about? I think we mentioned the biggest ones, but
없는 것 같은데요? 뭐 틱톡은 근데 저도 잘 몰라서 너무 몰라서.
I don't know anything about TikTok. I used it. I mean, I used it. Sorry, we mentioned it in this conversation for like a second, but I don't know anything about TikTok.
네, 저도 진짜 모릅니다.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we didn't talk about YouTube, but it's sort of
유튜브,
social media in its own way. Yeah.
근데 조금 다른 이야기인 것 같아요.
A little different, yeah.
네.
Okay. Yeah, it's a little different. So maybe not that. What else?
인플루언서 얘기는 안 했잖아요. SNS, 소셜미디어 얘기는 했지만.
Right.
인플루언서 어떻게 생각하시나요?
I feel like it's another thing that I don't really know anything about, so it's hard for me to have an opinion about it.
네.
But I think here's what I think is good. And this is a weird way to say good, but I think the good thing about influencers, it's really interesting to me that people can make a living and they can, earn money with this job that is so strange to me. Like it's very unusual. It's just like this is what I do and I make money. And for them, I'm like, okay, good job. Like you're making money, good job. But I don't know. I mean, I in general, I don't really like celebrity culture that much. It's not like a thing I understand very well or like. An influencer to me just feels like it's sort of an aspect of celebrity culture a little bit. So I don't know. It's confusing to me. I guess it's a topic I don't have enough understanding of to talk much about. Yeah.
이게 참,
Yeah.
이 서로 찌프랑 제 생각이 다르면 막 서로 다른 이야기를 하고 좀 재미있을 수 있을 텐데, 네, 저도 똑같이 느끼거든요.
Oh, okay.
네, 저도 원래 그런 셀러브리티, 뭐 유명인의 그런 뭐 문화 이런 걸 굉장히 원래부터 안 좋아했고,
Right.
인플루언서라는 말도 너무 이상한 것 같고요.
It's just weird too.
네, 좀 사실 우스워요.
It's creepy.
아니요, 우습다.
Oh, I was thinking 으스스 하다.
아니요,
What's
우스워요.
우습다? I don't know that word.
우습다, 웃기다인데,
It's funny.
근데 좀 나쁜 의미로 웃기다.
It's silly. It's silly.
맞습니다.
Right. Okay.
인플루언서를 뭘 해요, 뭘.
I see. Yeah.
그러니까 진짜 인플루언서는
Yeah.
뭐 과학자라던가 뭐 기술자 뭐 이런 사람들이 진짜 인플루언스를 하는 사람 아닌가 싶거든요.
No, there is. There is.
아니 그러니까 그 데피니션 그 인플루언서의
Okay.
개념이
Okay.
그냥 그냥 이쁘고 잘생긴 사람, 뭐
아하,
돈 많은
아하.
사람, 옷 명품 옷 막 입고 막 이쁜 사진 찍는 사람 이런 게 아니라,
Yeah.
그러니까 그거는 저는 뭐 인플루언스를 한다고 생각하지 않거든요.
Okay, I see. Yeah.
근데 네, 진짜 사람들한테 인플루언스를 하는 건 좀 그런 좀 진짜 사람한테 도움이 되는 일들을 하는 사람들이 아닌가 생각을 하는데.
I see. You think that influencers are mostly about things that are not so important or that are a little bit what's the word? I'm trying to think what the word you were saying was.
네.
They're sort of like unimportant in terms of the things that they influence, as opposed to like actually useful things, or is that what you're saying? I don't want to put words in your mouth. Okay, I see. But the thing is, so what I'm saying is that there are influencers who are like, teaching science or teaching language or teaching,
있죠. 맞아요.
spreading like real knowledge or things like that. Those influencers exist too. I guess I would call them influencers. And they might be like, in terms of influencer, usually I think of is another form of advertising. So like, what are they encouraging you to buy? Maybe they're encouraging you to buy books to learn from, or encouraging you to, donate money to like needy charities, or like they might actually be doing some good. I'm not saying it's like the majority of influencers, but there are like positive influencers as well.
그럼요. 당연하죠.
Okay. That's all I'm trying to say.
맞습니다. 제가 그런 좋은 분들을 깜빡했네요.
Yeah, true. Yeah, there's good aspects sometimes.
네. 찌프도 게임계 인플루언서라고 할 수 있을까요?
You're asking if I'm an influencer?
네. 게임 필드에.
So here's the thing: is maybe you could technically say yes, but the audience that I have, like the people who watch my videos or listen to what I say, is very, very, very small. like the level of influence I have is so tiny that like I would basically say no. Like if let's say there's a game that I really really love, I'm like, this is the best game I've ever played. Everybody should play this game. I might convince like 5 or 10 people to play that game, like at best. so I don't think it actually counts. And you know, I do try to like a couple 2 years ago, I did a lot of interviews. I think I did like 20 interviews with other game developers and tried to promote their games and like share, you know, what they were doing and stuff like that. And you know, I did the best job that I could, but I think there's other things that they could do to advertise their games much better than talking to me. Like, I don't think that I'm going to be the solution to getting their game popular or anything like that. So I'm not a very strong influencer, but yeah, I don't know. I guess like I just barely sort of like touch in that field a little bit, if that makes any sense. Yeah. Yeah. I would say it this way. Maybe this is a more clear way to say it. I don't want to be an influencer, so I don't like spend a lot of time focusing on it or trying to figure out how can I get more people to listen to me, you know, for good or for bad. I just don't focus on that.
네.
The reason that I like play games or talk about games that I played or interview other developers is it's another way for me to study Korean in a way that's very fun for me. Like it's very interesting way for me to study and learn more about Korean and Korean culture and Korean games and things like that. So it's a very very selfish reason. It's just for my benefit, if that makes any sense.
아니 뭐 근데 뭐 다들 그렇죠 사실.
Yeah.
네, 다들
So-
다 자기 원해서 원하는 게 있어서 하는 거죠 뭐.
Right. If other people, you know, want to watch my videos and enjoy it, that's great. And if I do end up selling 5 or 10 copies of somebody's game, like as an advertisement, that's great too, but it's not my primary goal. So, yeah.
네, 좋습니다. 깔끔하네요.
Okay.
네, 좋습니다. 그러면은 뭐 이번에 추천받은 주제로 소셜 미디어와 인플루언서에 대해서 이야기를 해봤는데 사실 둘 다 막 항상 소셜 미디어를 보고 막 탐구하고 분석하는 사람들이 아니라서
Yeah.
좀 대화의 깊이가 얕을 수 있었습니다.
Yeah, that's right. So yeah, thanks for suggesting the topic. We're not specifically the most like knowledgeable people about social media, and we don't use it all the time. So like we might not be the best people to have this conversation, but I mean, yeah, again, the purpose of this channel is like listening practice. Like hopefully this was a good way for you to listen and, you know, learn more English, learn more Korean, even if we didn't know enough about the topic, but we tried our best.
제가 사실 이런 부분 때문에
Yeah.
좀 더 용기를 가지고 이 팟캐스트를 시작했어요. 무적이에요.
Ah, really?
네, 우리가 주제를 잘 몰라도 괜찮아요.
Yeah, true. Any topic can be fine for that. Doesn't
네,
really matter.
그 주제에 대해서 잘 몰라도
Yeah. Oh, even if we don't know anything about it, that could be, yeah, a good way to have a conversation.
저는 한국어 계속 하고,
Right.
네, 찌프는 영어 해주면 된 거예요.
Yeah, true.
무적의 팟캐스트.
Yeah, true.
네,
We should
좋습니다.
someday we should pick a topic that we know absolutely nothing about, like completely nothing, and just like be like, I don't know either. That'd be the whole conversation.
아 그래요?
I don't know. I'm just kidding. I'm just joking.
그것도 재밌겠다.
Okay, I'll think about it.
네.
Yeah, if anybody's listening to this, pick a really hard topic that we know nothing about, and then we'll do that.
네, 뭐가 있을까요? 뭐 그런 거 막 그 한국과 미국의 뭐 브라이덜 샤워 문화 차이 이런 거
Absolutely. Yeah, that sounds like a great topic. Yeah.
그거 하나도 모를 것 같아요.
Yeah, exactly. I've never been to
네네네.
a bridal shower yet.
네,
All right, sorry, we should wrap up. This is done.
네, 네.
Let's call it
좋습니다. 그러면 이번 시간은 여기까지 하고 마무리하겠고요. 네, 지금까지 저는 한국어 영어 반반 팟캐스트 하프앤 하프의 정태웅이었습니다. 감사합니다.
And I'm Jeep. You've been listening to Half and Half. Thanks everybody for hanging out and listening, and we'll see you next time. Bye bye.